Trying to get 100 M's, nigga, I ain't kidding. I'm on a mission, 24/7, 365, until I reach the heavens.
Yeah, I'm getting that right. Check. What's up? We back in the lit house. What's happening? This is the Lit House, homie. TV hustles on a mission every day. Dividendsapparel.com. Whatever you do, make sure you do it capital and create a positive impact today and later. You feel me? Straight like that. This is another real nigga reaction. Get you some rest and relaxation right here with this R&R moment. You feel me? This real nigga shit. Remember, real niggas do what they want to do. Bitch niggas do what they can. Hoe ass niggas gonna talk about it. And fuck niggas gonna hate. Regardless. I promise you that. So do your shit to the motherfucking fullest, nigga. I don't give a fuck what they think. And you shouldn't either. Alright, with that being said, let's get into this next one. As you can see the title, I see it too. I ain't seen this shit yet. I don't know if you have, but we finna react to this shit together, motherfucker. And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's a lying ass bitch or a fuck nigga. Cause one thing about liars, bro, they fuck up. They could fuck up. They could fuck up shit that was never supposed to be fucked up in the first place. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? People get lied on every day. You feel me? And it's called defamatory statements for a reason. Defamation. It's called defamation of character for a reason. Let me go ahead and clear this shit off because I forgot to take this shit off. That means it should have moved a little bit better with this gone. Yeah. Yes, I believe so. All right, let's get back into it. This is another real nigga reaction. You feel me? Create a positive impact today and later and do it capital, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what lies were recognized today.
Taking us out of context, we're race hustling, we're grifting, nothing happened to Nolan. Shouldn't your opinion be affirmed? Shouldn't you go from, man, 50-50, I don't know. After talking to innocent people who don't know nothing, shouldn't you now be leaning towards, oh, he just drowned? But after speaking to the innocent people, you have completely thrown out the drown theory. You're now fully committed to Nolan Walsh was dead, damaged, they're concerned. Officer Tatum went live yesterday, and on his live stream, Officer Tatum accused Nolan Wells of being on coke. He accused Nolan Wells of clapping cheeks in the middle of an ocean in front of thousands of people, being a sex addict.
I hate when this nigga say ocean. It's not an ocean right there in Mississippi. It's not an ocean nowhere near Mississippi, man. Nigga talk about an ocean. Yeah, you can say a spring. Maybe it was a spring. Damn sure wasn't no ocean, man.
So Tatum is now walking back his claims that there was no foul play. He's now claiming there is foul play, and the same people who told Nolan Wells parents they have no idea what went on, they're now all of a sudden speaking to Officer Tatum out of all people. Okay, this is very,
send some money to my
very strange.
Real quick, before I get to this news that was just presented to me, which could allude to potential foul play against Nolan Wells. And let me just say this right off the bat: there's alcohol involved. What is being told to me that 100%. There's cocaine involved. There's multiple people involved. People that may have seen Nolan last, but is not being truthful and coming forward as to what they saw, who was with him last. And we have various people that have come out or come to us with the information. And one was sent in a DM, honing in on one particular person that may have been in an altercation with Nolan. Now,
yo, do y'all know who that person is? Okay, so first off, I want to ask y'all a question, okay? Do y'all believe Tatum? That's the first question. Do y'all believe Tatum? Because this is very strange. Because if Nolan Well parents have an open tip line and Benjamin Crump got an open tip line, but nobody else have brought in a tip, which makes me think this tip is coming from the people that Officer Tatum sat down with. Because those are the only people who are refusing to speak to Nolan Well parents, right? Nolan Well quote-unquote friends are the only people who are not sitting down with Nolan Well's parents. Everybody else is sending in tips. So if these tips that are being sent in have not been given to the police, they have not been given to Nolan Well parents. They're only being given to Tatum. Now, some people said, hey, Flacco, Nolan Well friends could be giving Officer Tatum this bad information to get people from off their trails and off their tails. I think that's a possibility. But I also think that because what happened to Nolan is so sketchy and so diabolical and so devious that we do have to chase any and every lead, right? So let's hear out Tatum. Now, Tatum does get to a point where it gets disrespectful, right? It gets disrespectful. And we're going to address the disrespect as it happens, of course. But let's hear him explain how these mysterious people told him that there was actually 100% foul play in Nolan Well's death. All of a sudden, after 3 weeks of us screaming foul play, now all of a sudden they're coming to our side and saying there was foul play, people. Now do you see why it's important to stick to your guns? Now do you see why it's important to not let anybody like take you off your pivot and to believe in what you think? Huh? Because these people had us convinced we were crazy. These people told us we were nuts, right? Now here's the thing, okay? The same people, now I want to know where the Black Republican at, right? I want to know where the Black Republican at. Because he's the, oh, wait, hold on. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? The Black Republican has been in our chats every live stream. Every live stream, the Black Republican have been in our chats.
I've been in here. Oh, shit, my neck. What the? Oh, this shit. If this shit started feeling like this another night when I wake up, I might have to go to the hospital. This shit got me fucked.
I'm just saying there's certain things that you say on the internet that get held past us. That's why I know how to disrespect very strategically, where I still kept the moral code together.
That's why I said I don't know. If I was like, yo, like we entertain it, even though we probably was mad, we get over it tomorrow. And you could easily be like, that's what I was doing too. So I don't, you get what I'm saying?
Man, it's all entertainment, brother. I love everybody. I'm a very understanding, playful, go all the way to the moon person. I'm just saying there's certain things that you say on the internet that get held past us. That's why I know how to disrespect very strategically.
Harbor Freight Tools are working hard in real garages across America, like at Nico's Automotive Shop in Des Plaines, Illinois. He demands affordable tools that don't quit because he never quits. Harbor Freight.
Down your white girl in the middle of an ocean with everybody that watch. Nah, bro. Hey, man, bro couldn't take it, man. And obviously, I'm joking with the crime of passion because ain't no crime of passion, but this was premeditated. When this Nolan Wall situation happened, we heard about a lot of characters. There's a new character.
Bart. All right, man. Hold on. It was something else, though. It was something else that I wanted to see in regards to this. Big U new indictment exposed. Stomp out Future at LAX. Nigga ain't stomp out Future at LAX. Chased the nigga and then got on the phone with Birdman, and Birdman stopped all that shit. Okay, this the one I was looking for. Right here, baby. Let's go. I found it.
Is we live, man? Whole gang is.
No, we finna get straight to it.
Y'all see?
Go through this shit today.
The King Grift or Dream Doll is in the building. Dream Doll in the building. Shout out to Dream Doll, man. Hood Logic is in the building. Shout out to Hood Logic. He said sub G. All right. MJ Seals is in the building. Shout out to MJ. Man, my boy Deshaun. Bro, Deshaun been in every live stream since I started, man. Shout out to Deshaun, man. Did y'all hear what took place yesterday? People, I think they knew better. Because we were about 3 hours into our live stream. I think they knew better not to drop that show when we were still live. I think Officer Tatum told them, do not drop this debate and this show while Poetic Flacco is live. I think they knew better, man, because we would have been here for 8 hours. if we would have seen they drop that video.
No bullshit. You definitely would have been there for a whole another 4 hours, man. This nigga here cold, man.
Wait, so that man, there are more black folks per our population than no. Sorry.
You did right.
But because I get called a race hustler, because I get called all type of names, I'm not about to dive into why or who or which other races I think might take the cake for that. Because they already is looking for reasons to hate me, bro. Right? They call me a black supremacist. They call me a black nationalist. They call me all type of names. All right, which ultimately.
Black supremacist? Is that a thing? If that's a thing, I'm a black supremacist. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't believe in nationalism for any race.
That's a thing, but if it is, right? I am.
I don't think this country is a white country. I don't think this country is a black country. I think this country is the country for everybody, which is why we are vehemently against white supremacists and white nationalists, okay? But also Tatum did a show last night. Now, here's the thing. Before we even get there, right? See, when Tatum was responding back to D.L. Hughley cooked some raccoon meat last night. I'm not sure if you guys seen it. D.L. Hughley cooked some raccoon meat last night. Oh, I did a full dissection on it. It's on my channel, okay? Tatum gave us... I'll show you real quick. I'll show you, man. Now, you could tell somebody lost a debate when they run to their audience to lie about the result of that debate. Straight up. So let's go ahead. So Tatum went live, right?
Hey, don't come over here with
and
bullshit.
When he went live, he responded back to D.L. Hughley.
Don't come over here with your bullshit,
let's pull it up real quick. Man.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44.
Because in this video, he actually gives us a sneak peek of what's to come. Let me put a speaker on. 1 second, people. Perfect. So watch this real quick, okay? Right here. Let's go. Got exposed in 4K. He got exposed. 1 second. So Officer Tatum goes in a live on Nancy Grace, right? And when he goes on Nancy Grace exposes man in 4K. 4K. For being a pathological liar, for being bad faith. As simple as that, right? He exposed this man live in 4K, pathologically. Yo, Nancy Grace proved to us Officer Tatum is a liar. Blanket statement, hard stop. He is a liar, okay? Nancy Grace also exposed Officer Tatum in 4K, live for everybody to see. Exposed right? That he's been lying in his Nolan Wells case. He's just been telling lies. And he's been telling lies because, again, Officer Tatum is who we refer to as raccoon meat. Okay, he's an Uncle Ruckus. He hates his own people. Right, and he's willing to do whatever he can do to placate to the dominant society. This is what he does. So when he sits in front of somebody who has experience prosecuting these cases, when he sits in front of somebody who has experience in how court cases work, in how homicide investigations work, he can't lie anymore. Also, Pete, right, his demeanor during his interview with Nancy Grace is a lot different than his interviews with Stephen A. Smith. See, when he does the debates with Stephen A. Smith, oh, he's brash, he is arrogant, right? He's brash, he's arrogant, he's
a nigga. But when he don't know with that white woman, he's extra respectful. He extra respectful to that white woman. But when he debating get some niggas, he blatantly disrespectful.
Right, he's brash, he's arrogant, he's condescending, he's talking down to the people. You're dumb, no, you're dumb, you're But when he came to talk to Nancy Grace, when he came to talk to that white woman, the brashness, the arrogance, the condescending, all goes away. It's all gone. We don't see the same Tatum we see during the Stephen A. Smith debate when he's talking to his own. See, when he's talking to other brothers, he's talking down on them, calling them dumb. But when he comes to Nancy Grace, oh, he is in pocket. He looks timid. He looks scared, right? He looks like he's out of his depth.
He definitely looked worried.
Now, here's the thing.
He definitely looked like he's more cautious of his words.
Got embarrassed, got exposed, lost whatever quote-unquote fake debate with Nancy Grace he had to say. Because this was no debate. This was an interrogation. Nancy Grace destroyed this man. But he ran over to his channel to lie about the results of the debate with Nancy Grace before we even saw it, right? Leave it up to Tatum, the pathological liar. Leave it up to him. He smoked Nancy Grace, he cooked her, he won, and Nancy Grace actually conceded to him.
Black man who'll do what he's told. You're an unremarkable black man who they know they can count on to be obedient. They pick you for the same reason they pick dogs. What is very interesting to me is this is Nancy Grace.
I love to believe that he goes out swimming all on his own, and the friend girl leaves, the mates from school leave, everybody just leaves him out in the water and he dies.
Now, Nancy Grace is a career prosecutor. She has tried 100 felony trials, 100, and not lost one. And she thinks something's suspicious.
100 felony trials, never lost one.
Neanderthal.
She 100-0.
Neanderthal. I'll call you. You have no idea.
100-0, bro. She 100-0. And you see the way this nigga disrespect the nigga, bro. You heard what he called DL Hughley, bro. The nigga that been speaking up for niggas for over 2 decades, bro. You heard what you heard the disrespect of this nigga.
I lost one, and she thinks something suspicious.
Pause. You ignorant Negro, Neanderthal, Neanderthal. I'll call you. You have no idea that I was on Nancy Grace's show today, going over this very topic.
And
won't you tune in and see what Nancy Grace had to say about what I said on her show?
Okay. See, he is giving up. So when he says, tune in and see what she had to say about what I said, he's implying that Nancy Grace agreed with him. He's implying that Nancy Grace lost whatever back and forth they had. He's implying he got the best of her. He's implying he walked her down. See, he ran to his audience.
Another implication, which is also false, which would make it a lie. Let me ask you niggas this, since you niggas want to be in my comments saying this nigga keep it real and he telling the truth and he spitting facts. If your bitch implicated that she wasn't with a nigga, she implicated that she was with her homegirls, but then somebody send you a picture proving that she wasn't with her homegirls, or she wasn't doing what she told you she was gonna be doing, that she implicated that she was gonna be doing. Would you say that bitch was lying?
To absolutely lie about what took place. Because he understood the whooping he actually endured. He was trying to get ahead of the story, okay? So he's telling DL Hughley, tune in. Oh, no, we're going to tune in, right? We are going to tune in. Now, yeah, bro, he called him the hard ER. Now, here's the thing, bro. Tatum do not identify as black, all right? Now, I prefer words like igamites, igaboo, negromites, right? Those words are words that I use for gang members and criminals because those are the worst of our society, all right? A gang member is nothing but an obstacle for black folks, right? Black folks, we live in environments where you have to overcome the gang. You have to overcome the gang environment. You have to overcome those obstacles. How many star athletes do you know got killed 2 weeks before going to college? How many star athletes do you know got killed at the hand of a gang? How many scholars do you know got murdered at the hand of a gang? How many kids before going to an Ivy League school got arrested on charges because they fell into the trap of a gang, right? So me personally, those words I reserve for gang members and rappers who mislead us. Tatum used this for all black people. Tatum used this for all black people. All right? For all black people. So Tatum is already trying to get ahead of stuff because he understands what's coming. He understands. Because I refuse to believe Tatum is this delusional that he actually thinks that he won that back and forth with Nancy Grace. Okay? Right? He's not that delusional. So he's trying to get ahead of the story.
Listen, he's not that delusional. But I'm going to tell you, the fact that she even allowed him to have that conversation on her platform is a win for him. It's a win, bro. It's just like it's just like some of these entertainers look at. No press is bad press, because they keep their name rotating and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if he lost, to him in his mind it's a win because the white woman had him on her show. It's a win to him.
He's already lying to his audience about the outcome of what took place with Nancy Grace. He got cooked.
About what I said on her show. Nancy Grace isn't saying conclusively that, and this is Nancy Grace saying things without context and evidence. She said,
have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this free satellite Earth Maps tool, you can zoom right down to your exact address in just seconds. Imagine pulling up your neighborhood, spotting your roof, your street, even...
I ain't gonna lie, that's some bullshit. Who the fuck watching
She actually
like
said,
that?
Nancy Grace said she hope I'm right.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. This how you know, bruh. This how you know this dude, Tatum. This how you know, this is how you know, bruh, that this dude is just completely unaware. Tatum, yeah, the entire world thinks people like you is correct. Yes. We want to believe that Nolan Wells was not murdered in cold blood? We
definitely want to. We really want to. We really do. We really do, bro. But the current account of specific events that was documented that people are going over in statements of contradictions makes it hard to believe.
Want to believe this was just an accidental drowning. Why would we want to believe that he was murdered opposed to an accidental drowning? We're saying even though we hope you guys is right and we want to believe you guys, the facts and the evidence shows a different reality. Why do you think somebody's saying, man, Tatum, I hope you're right? I hope.
And look, man, hope ain't never did shit for the black community except for rob niggas' grandmas. And I say that because a lot of niggas' grandmas been giving money to the church for years. Just to have that same church turn away grandma people for her funeral and shit. Overcharge or do some extra bullshit for the funeral. Grandma done gave over $50,000 to this damn church. Shit.
I hope he wasn't murdered in cold blood. Why do you think that that's a W? Yeah, we all hope y'all are right. We all hope that Nolan Wells didn't get to suffer at the hands of evilness before his death. What are you talking about? Yes, absolutely. We hope that. D-Nat says, yo, attacking his character. That's a fact. Tatum has been attacking Nolan Wells' character for the last, week and a half? Bro, absolutely fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. So Tatum, because he's such a grifter, he can't even begin to fathom how people would hope that what they've been predicting or theories they've been given is not correct, because ultimately they care about Nolan Wells and they're empathetic to what this kid went through. And they hope, if that means them being wrong, they still hope that this kid endured the least suffering possible. Tatum can't even begin to understand why Nancy Grace and why other people like myself would hope people like him is correct, would hope that Nolan Wells didn't get murdered and didn't suffer, because he's a grifter. He's a grifter. Tatum does not care about Nolan Wells. He does not care about anything that takes place. He cares about the check that white folks put in his pockets. That's just a fact. Aquarius says, oh my God, caught it live. We live, baby. Right, welcome, Aquarius, welcome, okay? So this is what he had to say, okay, about Nancy Grace. Now let's wrap up what, like the quote unquote lies, right? He's telling his audience about how that went, and then we'll get to the actual debate, because the debate is embarrassing.
But you Negroes can't wait to find a white person to disprove me. Talk about white people bad, but you want to find the first one you find a white person. Now, I respected Nancy Grace, but I went on her show and I gave context.
Okay.
Nancy Grace's statements that you played was from before she had any context about what happened. To say that the girl and all the friends left him on the island and he died, that's without context.
So according to him, he came on the show, he checked Nancy Grace, gave her the context, okay, and Nancy Grace bowed down. Okay, so let's play what actually really happened. Okay, let's get to it.
Fear items may have been deleted. That's what's happening. There's been a lot of controversy. Were photos, were texts deleted? Were snaps deleted? We've been trying to figure it out, but we're seeing through a mirror darkly. We don't know. But according to experts, a trail will be left if anything has been deleted, even if you delete it from the deleted file. Now, joining us, special guest, Brandon Tatum. You know him well. He's a former police officer with Tucson PD. That's what impresses me. What impresses a lot of other people is he is the star of The Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum, thank you for being with us tonight. Question to you. You interviewed, as we played at the get-go, several of Nolan's friends. Did they show you photos, videos, snaps of that day on Horn Island?
Now, here's why that question is important, right? Now, what you will notice during this interview, Nancy Grace is asking specific questions. Specific questions. Tatum does, if you're somebody who's not trying to spin a narrative, if you're somebody who's just answering the questions truthfully, you don't start off every question with, well. And the reason why Nancy Grace asked that question, if you guys want to know, is because Nancy Grace is being told there was no cellular service, which is why Nolan Wells had his phone on the boat, which is why Nolan Wells had no pictures on his Snapchat. no pictures in his phone. Nolan Wells had nothing. His device was completely clean from that day. See, all his friends have pictures. All his friends have Snapchats. But Nolan Wells had nothing. His phone was cleaned out because he has no service. He had no service. So they want you to believe that all the friends and Nolan Wells came to the island. And all the white friends did all the normal teenager things. They took pictures. They took Snapchats. They hung out with their friends. And then Nolan Wells, the only black kid, he showed up to the island and drunk and did coke and then died. That's it. Wait 1 second, people. 1 second.
Showed me videos of Nolan on the island. They showed me videos of the boat when they were getting towed out, which is consistent with, kind of similar to what the phone call was. I mean, they showed me pictures of them with Nolan. They showed me phone records of them calling Nolan's mom and all of the above. So they seemed very consistent. They seemed very genuine. And they also proved to me some of the things that they had told me in the interview that I had with them that I have.
Pause real quick.
Current owners and lessees of an eligible competitive luxury brand vehicle get this accept.
Okay. Now, I don't want to show this, but look what I just got in the mail. Look what I just got in the mail. I'm not going to show it. Look what I just got in the mail. I'm not going to show the court case because I can't. Okay, I'm going to just rule out court case. Look what I just got in the mail. Wait. Can y'all see it? Look what I just got in the mail. Oh, wait, can I show it to you guys? Oh my God, wait, 1 second. Look what I just got in the mail. I got a subpoena in the mail for a murder case. Oh man, I guess no. It's a subpoena for a murder case. Yeah, here, I'll show you. I'll show you guys, 1 second.
Oh shit.
Nah, not Bart, man. Oh my God, not Bart, man. Not Bart.
Hell no. You know what that's for? That's for much. That's for your boy.
A subpoena for a murder case. Yeah. And people, I'm a subpoena for a murder case.
What's the number? 09 2025. I don't know what case that is. I want to say that's
a subpoena for a murder case. Yeah. And people, I'm telling you guys, man, listen, the work,
that big U shit.
The work that we do, I'm telling you, okay? The work that we do is not for play. Like, trust me. Okay, and it's not for YG. It's not for YG. No, it's. I have a California address. Okay, I have a California address. All right. If it was for YG, they would just send it to my California address. It's not for YG. So please don't. Okay, it's not for YG. Okay, people, it's not for YG. All right, it's not for YG. All right, it's not. Please. Okay, it's not for YG. Okay, it's not for YG. Let's get to it though. Now, Nolan Wells. Let's get back to Nolan Wells. Okay, so Officer Tatum.
Figuring their fear items.
He said if it was for YG, it'd be a California at his California address. But he did say something about Houston. Only murder case I know about. I don't even know about nobody being booked in that case. I don't know.
May have been deleted. That's what's happening. There's been a lot of controversy. Were photos, were texts deleted, were snaps deleted. We've been trying to figure it out, but we're seeing through a mirror darkly. We don't know. But according to experts, a trail will be left if anything has been deleted, even if you delete it from the deleted file. Now, joining us, special guest, Brandon Tatum. You know him well. He's a former police officer with Tucson PD. That's what impresses me. What impresses a lot of other people is he is the star of The Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum, thank you for being with us tonight. Question to you. You interviewed, as we played at the get-go, several of Nolan's friends. Did they show you photos, videos, snaps of that day on Horn Island?
Well, Nancy, thank you so much for having me on. I spoke to 4 of the boys that were originally accused of being involved in Nolan Wells' death.
Why not just answer the question, Tatum? Again, she asked you, hey, when you interviewed them, did they show you pictures or videos of them on an island, which they obviously did, right? Which obviously, right? There's multiple snaps from that island, right? So she's asking the question. She's asking it because Tatum and others have said Nolan Wells did not have his phone and there was no cellular service on the island. Even though we know that's a lie because those boys was on the phone with the emergency and they had like damn near perfect cellular service, right? Outside of the tiny little hiccups here and there, but I'll be real, we can't really distinguish between what was a hiccup and what was a mute button. Okay, so let's go.
And they did show me a lot of evidence. I want people to be very clear with this.
No. Yo, you see how Tatum never answers direct questions? Did they show you pictures, videos, and snaps from the island? Tatum refuses to say, yeah, they showed me pictures, videos, and snaps from the island. He automatically says, they showed me a lot of evidence. No. Evidence could mean anything. Did they show you pictures, videos from Snap? Did they? He does not answer that question because he understands the rabbit hole he's getting himself in. The white friends came to the island and did all the things teenagers did. They took pictures, they hung out with their friends. Nolan Wells, the only black kid in the friend group came and he drank liquor and smoked and did coke and then died. I refuse to believe it, bro. I refuse to believe that Nolan Wells was the only person there, right, in that friend group who was drinking and doing coke while everybody else was just taking pictures and Nolan Wells took no pictures. I refuse to believe it.
Originally accused of being involved in Nolan Wells' death. And they did show me a lot of evidence. I want people to be very clear with this.
What does evidence mean? Bro, she asked you a direct question. What do evidence mean? What did she show you? The question is heading. Now, Tatum was an officer for like 3 days, right? Right? Like, Tatum was an officer for like 3 days. Okay? Right? For about 3 days, okay? So Tatum, for the most part, right, like he don't fully understand exactly how to be like as evasive as possible, but he still understands something. He still knows where this line of questioning is heading. So he's trying to get ahead of it, and he's trying not to just get completely cornered. But he's dealing with somebody who's too experienced for him. Nancy Grace is too experienced, too experienced. That an officer for.
Is she a prosecutor and she 100-0? 100-0? Oh. Hey, that lady bad, man. That lady bad, man.
For 3 days. Ain't about to outsmart her. So Tatum, if you're not trying to paint a picture, if you're not trying to be biased, just tell us.
Career putting people in jail. My career is based on getting justice for people who have been done wrong. I've never been a defense attorney. So me going out and doing this was to find out what happened to Nolan Wells. And in talking to these young men, the burden of proof is they're going to have to prove to me. I'm not going to listen to what they say out of their mouth. They're going to show me. And in many cases, they showed me videos of Nolan on the island. They showed me videos of the boat when they were getting towed out, which is consistent with, kind of similar to what the phone call was. I mean, they showed me pictures of them with Nolan. They showed me phone records of them calling Nolan's mom and all of the above. So they seemed very consistent. They seemed very genuine. And they also proved to me some of the things that they had told me in the interview that I had with them that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel.
Officer Tatum, are you telling me that they had reception on Horn Island? Because many people are saying, well, the reason that there's nothing on Nolan's phone of that day, like there's no pictures, there's no snaps, there's no text, there's no anything, not because it was deleted, but because he didn't have reception. But you're telling me the other boys did have snaps, photos, videos, and reception?
No.
Gotcha. No. Oh, people, what we're about to watch is surgical. No. We're about to watch a surgical dissection.
Let's get to it, man. This nigga Flacco is overly excited.
Listen, we're about 2 minutes into it. We're 2 minutes into it. So somehow they did normal teenager stuff, but Nolan didn't. Now, when somebody is not neutral when they can't just answer a question. When it's always what? No. Well, let me.
Facts.
No, just.
Facts. You can always tell when somebody not neutral in a situation and when they don't pick the side.
How the evidence paints the picture. Just say it. Oh, no, come on.
The other boys did have snaps, photos, videos, and reception.
Yeah, no, Nancy. Let me clarify this for you. It wasn't that they upload this online. They showed me videos and things that they took from the.
Liar! Oh!
Websites your competitors don't want you to know, part 2. platform is driving the most visits. It has a complete breakdown of all the recent ads they've been.
Caught him. Liar. 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 Fam, do y'all know? Do y'all know that there are multiple kids who have came forward and says, we went live on the island? What? Sorry, not live, but they were snapping pictures live. There were a lot of Snapchat pictures from the island that was, people admitted to snapping already. Tatum, you don't have to lie about things that are already out. They have already come out and said, oh yeah, we were snapping live, right? There were actual Snapchats going up while people were on the island, right? But because, again, Tatum is somebody, right? Tatum is somebody who understands. He's no dummy. He understands how this makes him look. So now he's trying to run PR. Why you? No, that's just a lie. The same kids who you're saying, no, man, they ain't had no. Those same kids gather those pictures from Snapchat. But you're now getting yourself in a pit, bro. You getting walked down, and you looking like a fool right now, sir.
No,
oh my God.
No, Nancy, let me clarify this for you. It wasn't that they uploaded this online. They showed me videos and things that they took from the boat during the outing on 4th of July. I was personally out at Horn Island. I rode out there on a boat, and I didn't have great reception there. And I left my phone in the boat when I got into the water, and we were actually going out to do interviews.
Objection. Objection.
Objection.
You've been in court long enough to know you're going to get objections. You said you didn't have great reception, but you did have reception. Did you not?
No, there was reception there. It just wasn't great, and it wasn't great enough for people, in my opinion, to upload. You can make a phone call, potentially.
Hey. And I can know this right there, because I be serving all the prosecutors. No, that's just an inside. I wrote a song like that a while ago, a long time ago. Anyway, but you could tell she did. You could tell she got them W's under her belt for real. I could tell the way she went objection, the look in her eyes, like, oh, she fit cook. She ready to cook. The look in her eyes right here. She ready to cook. She ready to cook.
Great reception there. And I left my phone in the boat when I got into the water, and we were actually going out to do interviews.
Objection. Objection.
Objection.
You've been in court long enough to know you're going to get objections. You said you didn't have great reception, but you did have reception. Did you not?
No, there was reception there. It just wasn't great, and it wasn't great enough for people, in my opinion, to upload. You can make a phone call, potentially, but you wasn't going to upload data to a social media account. Now, could people take the steps to do it if they're dedicated enough? Yes, but it.
Wow. What? So there wasn't great self-service. So there was service good enough to make calls, but not good enough to upload to what they could upload if they was committed enough. These are kids who use Snapchat 24/7. You think these kids were not committed enough to post? Come on, Tatum. Come on, Tatum. Come on. Come on, sir. Come on. She was able to get this man to back down and give 5 different theories in a 20-second time frame. From no service to there was service, just not great service, to, oh yeah, they could upload if they really wanted to upload stuff. Oh my God, bro. Tatum, bro. Bro, we're only 3 minutes in.
It doesn't appear that would have been a frequent thing, given the fact that you probably had 1 or 2 bars out there. And I heard evidence of that. Not only did I see evidence of it when I went out there myself personally with my cell phone, when I listened to the CETO call, you could tell that the call dropped out several times. It seemed like they were having trouble at times hearing each other. So it is consistent. And anybody that traveled out there that have gone to the 4th of July celebration, they know that the reception is not very great. So the videos that they showed me in call logs were things that were not associated to social media, that they never posted on social media. It was pictures and videos that they took on their phone.
Okay. Let me refine my question. I take it from your last answer that the answer is yes, you had reception on Horn Island.
Yes, I did have reception on Horn Island.
Walk him down. Walk him down, man.
We just played that CETO call. It's 2 words, SEATOW, and it's kind of insurance that people have that are boat goers. Mm-hmm. And if you have a problem, CETO will come and tow you back to the mainland.
Yes, ma'am.
They said they had a problem. They said they were taking on water.
Yes, ma'am.
One of your takes is that all the chatter that we're hearing, wake up, Nolan, are you dead, Nolan, wake the F up, Nolan, could be referring to the battery, the bilge on the boat, that it's all unclear.
Oh, no. Hold on, Auntie. Hold on, man. Is Auntie watching our live streams, man? Is Auntie Nancy watching our live streams? Because we already walked him down. You're about to realize something that we've already talked about. See, if you watch his live stream, you understand Tatum only sounds smart to dumb people. When Tatum is talking to people, he thinks he's smarter than. Tatum is brash.
Facts, boy, facts. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a true statement. That I agree with this. I can't say it's true all, as a fact, right? But I believe it's accurate, in my opinion.
It's condescending.
It's more accurate than inaccurate.
In this interview, Tatum is submissive. He's quiet.
It's more accurate by about 78% than inaccurate.
But when Tatum responded back to the audio, we went over it in this video. What Tatum said was, when he hears "get up," when he hears the other things we heard, such as "he's dead" or "oh my God, Nolan," Tatum says they could be referring to the panic going on with the boat sinking. Somebody in the comment section, you let me know if this was you. You said,
I'm not too
Tatum
against
is implying
that.
the boat name was Nolan. Nolan, is you dead? We
that
sinking. Nolan, So, but Tatum was saying this confidently because at the time, he wasn't talking to anybody. He was just looking directly into the camera, talking to an echo chamber, an echo chamber, right? But now he's sitting in front of somebody with some sense, and he has to explain the absurdity to her. He has to explain all the absurdity, everything.
Hey, would you like your very own Shopify store?
I believe it was partially that and partially the other shit in the background, but I had a different theory, even if I was looking at it from that point of view. Like, from their point of view, like, it was accidental or some shit. They said it was a hole in the boat, some shit happened. The shit started leaking. The bit could have slipped and bust his head open. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking with it. But why would they not tell somebody, and why would they try to cover it up if it was an accident like that? That's the criminal part of it.
Comes across as goofy.
Your takes is that all the chatter that we're hearing, "Wake up, Nolan, wake up, Nolan, are you dead, Nolan, wake the F up, Nolan," could be referring to the battery, the bilge on the boat, that it's all unclear. Regarding the boat being disabled, apparently it was not. Listen.
So first, at 9:56 a.m.
No. Walk him down, Auntie. Walk him down, Auntie. Walk this.
Oh, and this nigga need to calm down. This nigga need to calm down a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just extra cool because I took this medicine for my neck. And I got this cool pack on my neck too. And this shit, I don't know, it feel like flying, like I'm on a flight right now. But this nigga is too goddamn adamant right now.
Spin it down!
Fuck, he's so
Auntie
hyped,
brought the PowerPoint out for him.
So first, at 9:56 a.m., the boat leaves the original dock. It arrives at Horn Island at 11:14. So at around 4 o'clock, there is a call to the Coast Guard about the boat. NBC News got a hold of it.
We're thinking, can y'all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
Everybody's on board. So does that mean Nolan is on there? Who is on that boat? At 4:31, the boat leaves Horn Island and it is towed approximately 3 miles, and then the tow ends. So after 3 miles, they go back to the original dock, okay? They arrive at 5:44 p.m. So it looks like this is where Horn Island is, and this is where the original dock is that I am referring to. I looked it up, and El Camino Real Road is in Gulf Hills, Mississippi, which is right above Ocean Springs. So I'm wondering if this is the house where they got the phone. Now, the boat travels to Fort Bayou. At 6:06, the boat returns to the original dock. Then, from the original dock, the boat goes back to Fort Bayou, and then they go to the boat launch, and it is put onto the trailer and moved by the vehicle. Did they drop people off at the original dock, travel to Fort Bayou, pick somebody up, and go back to that original dock? And then from there, why was there an hour and 13-minute time gap? This boat was sinking hours before, and then they're just having it docked for an hour and 13 minutes. You would think they'd want to get that boat out of the water ASAP.
God bless these white women, man. God bless these white women, man. Oh, God bless these white women, man. Did you see how surgically that white woman walked it down and did the surgical breakdown? Show the inconsistency. Now, hey, listen, man. Shout out to my sister Tisa Tells, Chronicle Speaks. All right, because they've also been doing a wonderful job at this. Shout out to my sisters, man. Shout out to my black. But God bless these white women. Oh no. These white women. See, when these white women, when the suburban moms is speaking up, when the suburban moms is debunking you and surgically breaking down the inconsistency and the flaws and the lies, for some reason they get taken more seriously than us. You see, we already told you guys all of this. We've already broke everything there. We've broke it down. But when these white women get a hold of this, man, all right, they're using their superpower for good. Most Karens, they use that superpower to get niggas locked up straight up. Right? But they're using the power of a Karen. She even got the Karen haircut. Come on, bro. She's using the power of a Karen, the stare of a Karen, the lip perk of a Karen. She's using it for good. And we have to appreciate it. Because usually, right, when a soccer mom is presenting these evidence, it's usually to a police officer to get a nigga locked up. But they're presenting it to get...
i.e. why she was a prosecutor previously.
A solution for a black brother's death. And I want to shout out, man. I want to shout out these white women. God bless these white women. Come on, man.
That from the real TikTok.
They just on the side of what's right, bro. And what them motherfucking officials and authorities in Mississippi was trying to do is not right, bro.
Detective, the boat wasn't sinking. They told Cito it was sinking. What's the truth? Was it sinking and they repaired it? Did they have a leak and they repaired it and kept on SOP? Brandon Tatum joining us, former cop, now star of The Officer Tatum. Did the young man explain those travels we just identified?
Yeah, 100% they did that. I wish that people on the internet would have had an opportunity, and they can go look at the interview that I did with Warren, but they had an opportunity to actually talk to these young men to get this in perspective, because some people have no idea how boats function and how they work. They explained to me, they took me on a boat and showed me exactly where they went, where they docked, where did they, stop at, how did they get the bilge pump and the water out of the boat and all of the above. So they were sinking, they were taking on water. The water came up high enough that the batteries weren't working. They had to get a tow to kind of tow them out. Where you can see the young lady saying about 3 miles out. It's a complicated boat jargon, but they ended up getting the boat out. They ended up getting it to the point where they could run the water out of the boat through a hole in the boat that they ended up plugging. They explained all this. Anybody that does boating know exactly what they're talking about if you hear them explain it on the interview. So they have an explanation for all of these things. And not only that, Nancy,
okay. But here's why that's a dumb thing for Tatum to stick his hat on, okay? That's like somebody, right, explaining AP Calc lingo to a third grader. And then a third grader comes and says, hey, third grader, did that man prove he was great at AP Calc? Did that man prove that math equation was correct? And the third grader says, yeah, he explained this, and this. And I don't know much about AP Calc, but from his explanation, it sounded correct. What do you mean you don't understand what they were telling you because you don't understand boats. So what do you mean what they were telling you sounded correct? You wouldn't know if it was correct. You wouldn't know if it was accurate because you have no idea how boats work.
He ain't wrong.
You have no idea how boats work. So if they're telling you information, right? If they're telling you information that you do not understand, but yet you're taking their word for it as, listen, man, it sounded correct.
And in his defense, he didn't say he don't know how boats work. He was just saying it for the audience, just in case they didn't know how boats work. I understand what he was saying, but I just want to clear it up. See, this is what unbiased looks like.
It sounded correct. You wouldn't know because you don't understand how boats work.
Explain it on the interview. So they have an explanation for all of these things. And not only that, Nancy, they showed me video of them on the boat, and Nolan was not on the boat. Nolan was not on the boat log. And there are people who saw Nolan on the island closer to around 6 p.m., which is far after they left, far after this phone call was made. I saw text messages from the young lady that Nolan was with, the young lady named Katie. I saw her text messages. In her text messages, she said that she heard the boys yelling for Nolan to get on the boat. He did not. She said in her text message that she did not see Nolan get on the boat he came on, which was Wyatt's boat, which is the boat that was sinking and they ended up leaving on. So it wasn't just a statement that they made on a podcast. They were actually showing me evidence to the contrary of what the mainstream YouTubers and some media outlets are putting out to people at large. And so I wish that people would go watch the interview or at least take some time to listen to these boys' statement. And I'll say this, Nancy, too. I wish that the family would have taken the time, or at least Benjamin Crump would have taken the time to reach out to the lawyers or reach out to these young boys to get their statements. So they're not wasting their time sending everybody on a rabbit trail when they could have just talked to these boys. And they could have, but they refused. because I saw a message from Warren where he called Nolan's mom twice. I've seen messages from Warren's stepmother, Ashley, where she sent Nolan's mom a text saying, please reach out to me whenever you're ready. I would like to talk. Other parents I saw messages from who reached out to Nolan's mom saying, we need to talk. Can we talk? I'm available if you need to talk to.
Talk about what? I'm so confused. What is Nolan Wells' mama talking to Judge Ashley Cole about? You think Judge Ashley Cole or these other parents are saying, hey, Nolan Wells' mama, here is a litany of evidence that exposes our sons for their wrongdoings. You think that's how that works? What are you talking about? Why would the victim mama speak to the mamas of potential suspects? What are you talking about?
You. Facts.
Just you.
That shit don't even make no sense, especially when the people tried to rule out any foul play before any determination of his autopsy or what actually happened to him was even done. So, like, bro, niggas in America know how America works against niggas, especially if you in Mississippi. I bet you them motherfuckers know how Mississippi works against niggas. So why the fuck they finna motherfucking even entertain that bullshit, bro? When they know better. Them people know better. That's why, bitch. Why the fuck I'm finna talk to y'all? Y'all already said what y'all said. Cool. That's straight. Stay over there. Don't try to tell us nothing else. Say what y'all, everything y'all was gonna say was in them interviews and shit that y'all wanted to put out in the public with this motherfucker to help do it. So that's what y'all got. Let the authorities handle it. Let the feds handle that shit now.
Well, he's saying these things as if it makes sense, but it makes no sense whatsoever.
Text saying, please reach out to me whenever you're ready. I would like to talk. Other parents I saw messages from who reached out to Nolan's mom saying, we need to talk. Can we talk? I'm available if you need to talk to us. I do not understand at this point why Benjamin Crump would go out and put misinformation out online when he had the availability to talk to these kids and clear these things up like I did before he presented this to the public. We also reached out to Benjamin Crump 4 times. And on the 5th time, they come back and tell us that the family is not doing interviews. We didn't ask to talk to the family. We asked to talk to the attorney, Benjamin Crump. Why? So we can come together as a community and solve what happened to.
You're not a part of our community. You're
in the family. The attorney is part of the family right now, bitch. The family don't want to talk. That mean the attorney don't want to talk to you, bitch.
Working against this. You're not a part of our community. You are literally working against. Yo, you said during that D.L. Hughley response, and again, I'm not sure if you guys watched it. Also, Tatum says black people are more violent. So hence, how do we know? Or why aren't we pointing to the 4 black kids out of 2,000 people that was on the island? Why aren't we pointing to the 4 black kids that did it? Because the 4 black kids will be more likely to murder Nolan than any white person on that island. So we already know who you are. Why would they speak to somebody like that? Why would they speak to you, Tatum, when you are the one? You are the one who did an interview with those with like Nolan Well friends, those white boys. You did an interview with them. And instead of giving us something that was neutral and unbiased, you asked them lead-on questions, and then you edited the interview at parts that would make them look bad. Like, for example, when you asked them, hey, tell me that thing that Nolan told you on the island that you thought was worth sharing. You cut out that part before he could answer. You cut it out. You completely got rid of it because it could make him look bad. Certain details, like talking about Nolan, like altercations, you cut out certain parts. When y'all was on an island talking about certain things or where they was at, you cut out those parts as well. So you made cuts to the interview to be favorable to them. Why would Benjamin Crump or the parents who talk to you, who is clearly working on behalf of possible suspects? Again, possible suspects.
In Stoke Division, which is what I've seen from
Tatum,
Benjamin Crump.
That is exactly what we're trying to do. And I hear everything you're saying. And, you know, I think like a prosecutor, my main goal is to find the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. And one thing I cannot get away from is the medical examiner. I'm trying to get to tonight's news, which I'm going to get to. But, you were seeing a video from WLOX. Speaking of sinking, is at an alleged issue with the boat bilge. Well, Randy and Bunny on TikTok have their interpretation of that. Watch this.
CISO Assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Angles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir? Hello?
Hey.
Yeah, angles?
Our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Angles? Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down there.
That from Randy and Bunny on TikTok. Joe Scott Morgan, very quickly before I can get into why the family believes they need subpoenas to social media giants to get the truth about what happened.
Let's go back to Tatum.
And good luck. Back to Officer Tatum, star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube. Have the friends taken polygraphs?
Well, from my understanding, all but I believe one took a polygraph. And from
hey, can y'all guess who that one is? Do y'all know who that one is, by the way?
Standing, all but I believe one took a polygraph.
I'll tell you who that one is. The one who hasn't taken the polygraph, by the way, is Warren. Warren, the person who can sit down and do a full interview with Officer Tatum, who had the interview cut and spiced. That's the one friend who refused to sit down and do the polygraph. Warren was the only person who chose not to take the lie detector test. I wonder why.
Before this, AI videos were unable to keep good character consistency. It could show you good motion, but it could not remember a face.
Oh my.
Now, I'll be real, man. Wait till we get to the Bart update, people. Man, Bart is telling on them folks, boy. Bart gave 20 names of possible suspects.
Well, from my understanding, all but I believe one took a polygraph, and from what was told to me, that they all passed. And
Bart
all of the ones that took a polygraph took one without a lawyer.
And
so they cooperated with law enforcement. So from my understanding, everybody took a polygraph
Why do you say that's
test
from
but
what
one.
you understand? Did they tell you they took a poly and passed?
Yes, ma'am. They told me that they did it. I wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying from my understanding. They told me that all the boys except one, which is Warren, I believe, took a polygraph test. All of them did not have lawyers and did it and cooperated with police. Warren also cooperated with police. I just believe he didn't take a lie detector test, but Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lie detector test and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lie detector test. It's not a traditional lie detector test.
What did he say?
Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lie detector test and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lie detector test.
Man, all right, bro. Sir.
Equivalent.
Sir. The equivalent to a lot. Come on, son. Come on, son. The equivalent to a lie detector test. What did they use? Listen, there are apps in your phone that are like lie detector tests, right? And it's completely random. Tatum, are you telling me, man, these kids downloaded an iPhone app, put their hands on the iPhone and click go, and they told them you're telling the truth? Hold on, bro. Did you use an iPhone app, bro? What do you mean the equivalent to? What's the equivalent? What? What the hell is the equivalent to a lie detector test? Is it a polygraph or not? Hold on, bruh. These folks used a fake test, a fake polygraph test to prove their innocence, and that was enough for Tatum. Can you imagine if somebody came out and said, yo, I think this is the suspect. I think these white kids did it. And then they take a polygraph test, a fake polygraph test, an equivalent, and they pass. Can you imagine bringing that evidence to Tatum and say, yo, look, they took the equivalent and they passed. Man, Tatum will say, man, what? Man, get the hell. Yo, Tatum says they gave him information about the boat that he was not well-versed in, but he took their word for it. Now he's saying he believed the results of a fake polygraph. What? This cannot be a police officer, bro. This is why I told you this man was an officer for 3 days. Ain't no police officer coming with this, bro. What?
I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lie detector test and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lie detector test. It's not a traditional lie detector test, but it's the same theology of trying to get to if a person is lying. I don't know the name of it. It's an equivalent of a lie detector test. It's a different methodology. I don't believe it was a polygraph test. I believe they took other stressors in order to analyze the
So then the answer to did they take a polygraph would be no.
Well, yeah, I think it could be semantic.
You don't stutter, Tatum. I stutter. The stuttering community do not claim. Nah, hold on. What is that?
No.
Well, yeah, I think it could be semantics because they took a test to analyze whether or not they were being truthful in their statements, and that certified test, they passed it. It just wasn't considered a traditional polygraph. I think it's a more advanced way of doing it.
Hold on,
Random Tatum. Okay.
Auntie, hold on.
In a nutshell, Joe Scott, there's a difference between a polygraph, which measures all sorts of body signals.
Oh, no. Hold on, Auntie. Hold on, Auntie. Auntie brought a professional to talk about cook this raccoon, Auntie. She brought a professional to explain to us why Tatum is full of horse. Nah. Oh my God, Tatum. Why would you agree to do this to yourself, bruh? You had a good thing going, Tatum. You had 1% of white folks convinced that you was intelligent. You had a solid percent of white folks convinced you was intelligent, Tatum. You had them fooled. Oh my God, he's a strong. You done completely unraveled, completely unveiled yourself. Now you have the majority white audience who is watching Nancy Grace. They now look at you as an idiot. But here's the thing, Tatum. It's even worse because this interview has proven you are willing to lie if that means covering up for them white folks. And that's dangerous because apparently you're claiming you are the only one with certain information. You are the only one who, quote unquote, knows the names of the drug dealers on the island. You are the only one who knows the, quote unquote, name of the person people are claiming had a fight with Nolan, and eyewitnesses claiming had a fight with Nolan. But you are the only one who knows that, quote unquote, information. So if you're willing to lie about things that are just clear cut and 4K as this, can you imagine what you're about to do with the piece of information that could actually get somebody locked up for Nolan Wells' death? When you put it out, bro, you is trifling, Tatum. This is not okay, Tatum. This is not okay.
They passed it. It just wasn't considered a traditional polygraph. I think it's a more advanced way of doing it.
Brandon Tatum. Hold on.
Man.
In a nutshell, Joe Scott, there's a difference between a polygraph, which measures all sorts of body signals, your sweat, your breathing, your heart, your blood pressure, all sorts of things, and an audio verification test. Big difference.
Yeah. So the audio is, you're looking for stressors in the voice, and these people are highly trained to do this. And you know how the courts feel about these tests. Are they admissible or not? But I think that, going to Brandon's point, the fact that they have taken these, at least those named allegedly have taken these, according to him, I think that that's significant. Now, whether or not that this is going to be usable, a usable investigative tool is hard to measure.
I didn't ask you if it's going to be used in court. That's a whole nother animal. We'll burn that bridge when we.
You see, bro. You see, yo. That's why I rock with Auntie, man. Right? Because Auntie is smart enough to understand when they being slick, all right? The white man came and he tried to be slick, try to evade. Now, Auntie asked you, is this the same as a polygraph? Is this the same as a polygraph? The white man, who also wants to run PR, well, it's not the same, but like they all can be. No. She ain't asked you if they all can be used. She asked you, are they the same? You peep how this white man trying to be slick.
Ask if it's going to be used in court. That's a whole nother animal. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. Okay, there may never even be a court case. First, I got to find out what happened to Nolan. Okay, so let's not put the cart before the horse. You've got eye detections tests. I don't put any stock in that as to whether somebody's lying. You've got nonverbal communication experts claiming they can tell. You've got brainwave analysis. You've got all sorts of things. I want a poly. I'm not saying they did anything or they didn't do anything. Go, strap up, take your poly. Officer Tatum, star of the Officer Tatum on YouTube. I've been told.
Yes. Because first off, this is Ocean Springs, okay? And I'll be real with you, I want the poly done outside of Ocean Springs. Do the poly in a separate state. But what is the equivalent of a poly? They come and they detect the stress in their voice. You think these kids have not been trained and coached to go and do that quote unquote stress test voice and sound smooth? What's the equivalent? You bring somebody who's like a non-verbal expert from Ocean Springs and they're tasked with determining whether or not the quote unquote non-verbal language of the kids are true for it. Man, bruh. But you lied, Tatum, you lied. Because before this interview, Tatum has been telling everybody these kids passed a lie detector test. They didn't.
But I can't verify that the boat in question has been searched by scent dogs and cadaver dogs. Is that true?
I'm not familiar if that's true. Let me just clarify. The test that they took was a voice stress analysis test instead of what we call a traditional polygraph test. But I'm not.
Oh, voice what? Oh, Tatum, bro. Yo, Tatum, there's a cold place in hell for you, bro. And hell ain't hot enough. It will be cold. No matter how hot hell is, it still ain't hot enough for somebody like you, Tatum. Tatum, you mean to tell me, bro, you've been out here telling everybody that these kids passed a polygraph, that these kids passed a lie detector test.
Yep.
And the test that they passed is a test that determines stress in their voice? And what's even more concerning, Warren, who, by the way, was given the opportunity to take a test. Bro, listen, man, it's like a 99.9% chance you pass that test, bro. Unless you're just a full, you just a full-on dummy. You just full of guilt. A voice stress test? And Warren said, I'm not taking that? Come on, sir. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Nolan said, Warren said, I'm not taking that, bro. Warren said, I'm not taking no voice stress test. Why? That's the easiest test to pass. This man said with a straight face, they took a test that determined the frequency in their voice.
That's true. Let me just clarify. The test that they took was a voice stress analysis test.
Oh my God.
Instead of what we call a traditional polygraph test. But I'm not familiar with the cadaver dog searching the boat. I wasn't informed that that was the case. But I was told by the boys that they did not wash the boat off or do any of those things that they were accused of doing, after this incident.
Right.
I want to pause here because Tatum has given a lot of credit and a lot of stock to quote unquote eyewitnesses who claim that they seen Nolan on the island after 6 p.m. But Tatum is refusing to give credibility to the quote unquote eyewitnesses who claim they drove past the house and they seen the boys watching off the boat.
Yeah.
So if you're not willing to give credit to the eyewitnesses who have accused them of doing some pretty bad things, then why are you giving credit to somebody who fits your narrative? Shouldn't you be neutral and unbiased?
And I say, based on all the things that I've heard, it appears that they've been very truthful with me and law enforcement. They've already communicated with law enforcement very early on.
Okay, Officer Tatum, coming from you, I do give that credence because you were a Tucson PD. I've had people sit down, look me right in the face and lie, and they are so convincing. So I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know what happened, and that's why I really resent people suggesting the investigation be shut down. We're not doing that until we know what happened. Officer Tatum interviewed multiple of the young men on that boat. Now, let me address what's happened in the last hours.
Bitch can look you dead in your eyes and lie, and you could believe it because it's believable. And if you believe the shit that them niggas said, it ain't no telling what his bitch telling him that he believes.
Before we get there, though,
no telling.
When she says, I really resent people saying the investigation should be shut down, Tatum has been the person screaming, we need to stop investigating or viewing, like Nolan's friends as suspect.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space?
I don't know about
Tool,
that.
you can zoom right down to your exact address in just seconds. Imagine pulling up your neighborhood, spotting your roof.
You peep how he didn't argue? You peep how he was quiet on mute? He didn't argue with her at all? How do you, how do you see somebody look at, say, hey, bro, I have a problem with people saying it should be shut down. Knowing you're the one saying it should be shut down and people should stop looking at Nolan while friends, but you stay quiet and you don't say nothing because at this point you understand she got you dead and right, that you got no type of argument for it. This lady is cooking you. You were the only one, Tatum.
What's happened in the last hours? The family is not buying what they are saying, that nothing was deleted. They're not saying they're lying. They're not saying they're telling the truth. They have hit social media giants with subpoenas once and for all to get everything there is to get about Nolan Wells Digital. Okay, straight out to Dr. Jim Jones joining us out of Virginia. Dr. Jones, cybersecurity digital forensics expert, digital forensics program director, associate professor, George Mason University. Okay, can't argue with that. Okay, Dr. Jones, what will the evidence reveal? Let's just start on Nolan Wells' cell phone. Let's start with Snapchat.
Sure. So on his cell phone, any images taken for whatever app are going to be stored locally, at least temporarily. So Snap is one of those. Any images taken for whatever app are going to be stored locally, at least temporarily. So Snap is one of those apps that deletes the picture afterwards. The key here is that when digital files are deleted, the data does not immediately go away. So the data is left intact at least for fractions of a second, sometimes hours, days, weeks. So what they'll find, assuming that they have access to the unencrypted data on the phone, is they will find bits and pieces of old text messages, videos, pictures taken, and that might reveal something that they can timestamp to the event in question, yet the picture is not still in the active files. That would suggest a deletion.
Okay, hold on just a moment. Let me see, Jones. Dr. Jones, I'm just a trial lawyer. I need you to explain carefully what you just said. Let me ask you some pointed questions. Snap is different, very different. Hold on, doctor. Let me go to Tanya Jordan, Chief Parent Officer at BART Parental Controls, author of Parenting in a Tech World.
Here, pause real quick. We'll go watch, we'll watch the press conference after Tatum. Let's get back to Tatum. We'll watch the press conference after Tatum. Let's get back to Tatum. Come on. Cook this fraud, Auntie. Come on.
Did have service. The absence of those records doesn't say that he didn't have service. However, the cell phone provider through the tower records could show that, because every time a cell phone talks to a tower, a record is created.
Excellent. The ping trail. Okay, back to Officer Tatum, sir of the.
Cool. Let's get back to Tatum. We'll be back. Let's go ahead and get to this press conference. 1 second. There's a press conference. 1 second. Let's go to the press conference right now. I'll pull it up. Bro, we got to upload the press. Okay, come on. When do they start talking? Cool. They are announcing that they're filing charges. Well, not charges, but they are suing or starting the legal process to get data from Nolan Well's Snapchat. And I think they also notified the friend's parents that they intend on filing lawsuits as well against them. So let's get to it.
Justice for Black children. Justice for Black children. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me say how much I appreciate you all coming out for this important media conference. We have organized this press conference for a few purposes.
Okay.
One purpose is because we want the world to know that the National Urban League and all of our affiliates and members and supporters across the country are standing with these three families. And when families suffer the tragedy of the loss of a child.
Who's there?
And when families suffer the loss of children under circumstances that are suspicious and, to the naked eye, appear unjust, we must stand with these families. Amen. When families face the challenge of a non-responsive criminal justice system, we must stand with these families. With this giant of a lawyer and advocate over the last 15 years, going all the way back to Trayvon Martin.
Okay.
We have stood with them.
Yo, Dale Urban also drowned, by the way. This kid right here drowned, I think, like, what, 13 days ago, 2 weeks ago.
And his clients, because we want the community to know that we are not going to be silent in the face of injustice. Amen. You and I cannot even fathom the pain of these families. I want to thank them for their courage, for being here in public, under the glare of the media, in these circumstances. But we want them to know they are with family. We are standing with family. So Ben Crump is going to bring us all up to date on the latest facts, events, and status of these three cases. And we are going to continue, as we said in the earlier session, to advocate until there is justice for these three things. And we will not be silent. We will not get tired. Amen. We will not get distracted. Amen. Until justice falls down in these three cases. So I'm proud to introduce a man who is known as the Attorney General for Black America. And I dare say he stands with the great lawyers that our community has produced. Thurgood Marshall, Constance Baker Motley, Johnny Cotton, and I can name so many others, who over the years have been advocates for our community in many, many ways.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20 handpicked products that are
should have tripled all that, bitch. And you talking.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the next voice you are
look at the quote.
Is from one of America's great lawyers, and someone who was given. Mark Morial, please give a quick round of applause for him not making it robbery to invite the families to be here at this great convention. We are so grateful to him and the others in the civil rights community for standing up like they have stood up in the past. And just like we got justice for George Floyd, just like we got justice for Breonna Taylor, just like we got justice for Ahmaud Arbery, we're going to get justice for Nolan Wells. We're going to get justice for Daniel Irvin. And we're going to get justice for Taylor Smith. And the large part is because you all...
Yo, sounds like we got two more that we got to do our deep dive on. Because for Daniel Irvin, his family is full on saying that he was murdered.
Are not afraid to speak truth to power.
And this happened 2 weeks ago.
Thank you, Mr. Mario. Again, I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Lisa Park, Attorney Eric Hertz. We are here fighting for the family of other great lawyers for Nolan Wells. We also have present with us the family of Daniel Irvin, who many of you are just learning about outside of Dallas, Texas, and his tragedy. We have Attorney Sean DeRaya and Attorney Brooke Cluse fighting to help that family get justice. And we want to applaud his mother, Tamika, who has been fighting as only a mother would fight, but not many people in the world listen. But we're listening today, Tamika. You are not alone, Tamika. You got Nolan's mother, father, Christine, and Elmore Wansley, who are standing with you as well. Tamika, your daughter is here. You are not alone. God, please let her know she is not alone. Justice for Daniel Irvin.
I'm going to do a deep dive on this, people, too.
Attorney Harry Daniels, we also have the family of Tyler Smith, Lexington, Kentucky.
Who's Tyler Smith?
You're going to hear from all these families. You're going to hear from Tyler's mother and especially his grandmother. You know, until the lawyers get there, until the community advocates get there, a lot of times these families.
Okay, so Tyler Smith, for you guys who don't know, apparently Tyler Smith was shot and killed. So police is claiming it was self-inflicted. Benjamin Crump is saying that's not true. So you got two people they're claiming drowned, and one person they're claiming took their own life.
President Mario, and thank God for this mother and this praying grandmother who refused to let them sweep the death of her grandbaby under the rug. And so I will say briefly about each of these tragedies. Obviously, many of you know about Nolan Wells. You'll hear from his mother and father after brief remarks by Attorney Hertz and Attorney Park. But we all know July 4th, Nolan Wells goes to France, celebrating 4th of July. All the friends come back. Nolan Wells tragically washes up on the shore 2 days later, dead. And so we know all the current events that have been happening. We are announcing that we have the audio from the officials, and we have retained and are consulted with some of the foremost audio engineering experts to review those audio tapes from the Ceto call in its entirety. We also, and Attorney Hertz may go into greater detail on these matters, have consulted President Barrier with oceanic engineering experts to talk about how these facts are lining up. The fact that they say Nolan's body was found in the same location where they say they left him at. And so we want to know, how is that possible with the oceanic tides? We want, you got low tides and high tides. It's not adding up, so we are going to dot every I and cross every T until we find out what happened to Nolan Wells.
Yo, and the reason why them bringing in somebody who's like an actual, listen, man, an expert audio engineer already like enhanced the audio, right? But when she did it, like those white folks, they began to post her mugshot. They began to post like, like her criminal history, and like it's essentially for no reason whatsoever, like outside of to shame and embarrass her, right, away from helping. Right, so an audio engineer enhanced the audio, put the audio out there, and then white folks responded back by posting her mugshot. So now they're claiming they got the audio directly from their FOI request. They got a professional audio person who was enhancing the audio professionally, probably at scales much larger and much better than the audio engineer did, and they're going to release it publicly for everybody to see. That's amazing. That's a good update.
Attorney Hertz will also go into a little more detail, and Attorney Park, about how we're trying to coordinate with Dr. Roger Mitchell, who conducted the independent autopsy of Nolan Wells, to be able to inspect his throat that was missing with his body when he was flown to do the autopsy with Dr. Mitchell.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Also, we are hopeful that they will discuss with Dr. Mitchell the photographs and observations made at the time when Nolan was first discovered, because Dr. Mitchell did not get an opportunity until July 10th to be able to examine his body. And at that time, we know the airways and the lungs had already been dissected and so forth, so we can't tell if there was the presence of water or not. That would suggest whether he drowned or not. And remember what Dr. Roger Mitchell said in his autopsy, President Mario, he talked about the fact that to say he drowned does not draw the conclusions of what happened to Nolan Wells. He said it is equally important to know At what condition was Nolan Wells' body when he went into the water? Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water or did he go unforced into the water? He said,
right, because Judge Mathis says that there's an opportunity or there's a theory to where somebody, right, could have gotten hold of Nolan, pushed his head underwater, and killed him in that regard. And it would still come across as quote unquote drowned, but it could also be he was forced. So I feel like that's also important. Now, again, like I'm not.
But my theory is, if the boat was really sinking or it was leaking, and the shit was wet, and they didn't kill him, he could have slipped. It could have been an accident. He could have slipped and busted his head. You know what I'm saying? Bust his head. And he probably wasn't even dead. He could have just been fucked up, unconscious or something. But if you throw an unconscious person overboard in the water, then they're gonna motherfucking drown. They're gonna die because they unconscious.
I'm not sure exactly like how the autopsy would determine whether or not like Nolan was forced in the water. But no, listen, brother, that's
all
important.
these things are very important. And so we're dotting I's and crossing T's. We are focused on getting to the truth, and we stand for the truth. Me and everybody on my legal team stand for the truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand.
And that right there is why people have an issue with Officer Tatum, because it feels like he's like picking and choosing, right? It feels like, right, he doesn't pay attention to any facts or evidence that may point in the direction of people he likes, but as soon as something points in the direction of somebody he doesn't like, now all of a sudden he's jumping on it. Just like, for example, eyewitnesses claiming they saw people washing out the boat. He says he doesn't care about that. There's no proof to that. But somehow eyewitnesses claiming they saw Nolan on the island at 6 p.m. is all of a sudden an interest to him.
And for justice, no matter who it convicts or who it acquits. And we stand for transparency so everybody can see. And that's all we want. We want answers. We're not casting aspersions on anybody. We are saying that we want to make sure everybody who is remotely involved has their questions answered to make sure we have a full and fair and impartial and transparent investigation. And is that too much to ask for these broken-hearted parents? Is that too much to ask?
According to Tatum, yeah.
No,
right? Like
sir.
the parents saying, hey, we don't know who did it. We're not trying to make it about race. Can you please tell us who killed our son or what happened to our son? What happened? Tatum says they race hustling and they race grifters. Bro, Jason Whitlock, yo, this is why I have such a problem, bro, with these tap dancers. Jason Whitlock came online to address the show, right? And when he's addressing his audience, Jason Whitlock spent a 30 to 45-minute segment talking about why the parents don't need $750,000, how the parents don't need all that money they raised. And I'm saying, there's a dead child here, and Jason Whitlock and Tatum and the rest of these dudes rather focus on who gave the eulogy for Nolan Wells, how much money his parents have raised. These people are sick.
That's how, if it was your child, wouldn't you want the same thing? And I get it, they're attacking me, they're attacking Reverend Al, they're attacking the parents of Nolan Wells. We don't care about those distractions. We ain't nobody's tired. We are completely focused, completely laser focused on getting to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. And so the threats, the attacks mean nothing to us. We will not be deterred. Look into our eyes. We're going to get to the truth. I am so grateful to Mr. Byron Allen for donating $100,000 to GoFundMe so we can help get the best experts in the world. I am thankful to Reverend Al Sharpton. I am thankful to Mr. Tyler Perry. I'm thankful to Mr. Tara Owens. I am very thankful to everybody who did not think it robbery to say, what can we do to help people get to the truth and call in to the tip line so we can help not only Nolan Wells family, but we can help Daniel Irvin's family, and we can help Taylor Smith's family as well. Everybody on social media, please continue to ask questions. Please continue to share photographs, share videos. It all helps us solve this potential of what happened to Nolan Wells.
You see, potential of what happened. See, and that's what Tatum is lying when it comes to Ben Crump and Al Sharpton. They have continued to say, listen, we're not saying.
You want to buy the car?
We're going to buy the car. This is awesome. My dealership had me working at this car show when I noticed this guy could not take his eyes off this thing.
This would be great.
We're just saying we need answers. And Tatum is going off on these people for seeking answers. For seeking answers.
I mean, isn't it so important? Somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. As Christine and Elmore have said, if you're really Nolan's friend, you know in your heart of hearts,
yes,
that if the roles were reversed, that Nolan would say something. He would call and tell what he saw. And so that's all they're asking.
And y'all take it a step further. If Nolan was in their situation, I can guarantee you, Nolan ain't sitting down with Officer Tatum and talking bad about the black community and talking bad about yo mama. Nolan's ain't sitting down with Officer Tatum and talking about how yo mama is racist, how yo mama is making about race, how yo mama is handling this wrong. Nolan ain't sitting down and talking in that regard about your mom. So they're right in that regard. These people that are claiming to be quote unquote Nolan friends, Warren, Tristan, the rest of them, y'all not behaving like Nolan friends based on what y'all did in that Officer Tatum video.
Do for Nolan what he would have done for you. Do for Nolan what he would have done for you.
It's not racist.
Do for Nolan what he would have done for you.
Tristan, listen up.
Congresswoman Bailey, we thank you in the Congressional Black Caucus. Please stand and join us, Congresswoman Caucus. What they're saying about Nolan Williams. And that is her 18-year-old son, President Mario, Congresswoman Bailey. 2-year-old.
We're only gonna watch this up to and up to the point they get done talking about Nolan Wallace. Once they get to the other people, I'm gonna do my research on them and drop a video, but we gotta get back to Brandon Tatum.
White teenagers come, pick them up from their house, leave, they go on, I guess it's an alleged fishing trip.
All right, cool. He's talking about him right now. We'll get back to Daniel Irvin. I'm gonna do my research on Daniel Irvin and we'll talk about him. But let's get back to Tatum. All right, let's get back to Tatum. 1 second, people. Yeah, I'm gonna do my research on Daniel Irvin and we'll get back to Daniel Irvin, trust me. But let's get back to Tatum and this shucking and jiving that Nancy Grace had him doing. All right. Let's get back to the experts. Cool, perfect, right here.
Perfect. Digital forensics program director.
So this is, again, a digital forensic expert. This is the person's job that Tatum is trying to do. This is a digital forensic expert, okay?
Associate professor.
So he's here to kind of give context to Officer Tatum claiming like the Snapchat would be empty or some nonsense like that, right? So he's trying to give answers to certain things, and she's about to use these answers to grill Tatum, but she's bringing in these experts, and the reason why she's bringing in these experts is because when it comes to Tatum, Tatum will lie. And the untrained ear, people who really don't know what they're talking about, will kind of take his lie at face value because they don't know how to debunk it or they really don't know what he's talking about. So she's bringing on experts to actively debunk Tatum within their interview.
Professor George Mason University. Okay, can't argue with that. Okay, Dr. Jones, what will the evidence reveal? Let's just start on Nolan Wills' cell phone.
Okay.
Let's start with Snapchat.
Sure. So on his cell phone, any images taken for whatever app are going to be stored locally, at least temporarily. So Snap is one of those apps that deletes the picture afterwards. The key here is that when digital files are deleted, the data does not immediately go away. So the data is left intact at least for fractions of a second, sometimes hours, days, weeks. So what they'll find, assuming that they have access to the unencrypted data on the phone, is they will find bits and pieces of old text messages, videos, pictures taken, and that might reveal something that they can timestamp to the event in question, yet the picture is not still in the active files. That would suggest a deletion.
Okay, hold on just a moment. Let me see, Jones. Dr. Jones, I'm just a trial lawyer. I need you to explain carefully what you just said. Let me ask you some pointed questions.
Explain it.
Snap is different, very different. Hold on, doctor. Let me go to Tanya Jordan, Chief Parent Officer at BART Parental Controls, author of Parenting in a Tech World. Snap is a whole nother can of worms. The other night, example, my son and I, John David, we both love Kung Fu. We're watching The Ultimate Ip Man. And I fell asleep. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and I looked at him. He's furiously on his phone. And of course, that raised a red flag. Why is your son on the phone at 2 a.m.? I said, son, what are you doing? And he said, I'm responding to a snap. I'm like, let me see. Who's snapping you at 2 o'clock in the morning? It's some freaky dude in his underwear on the other side of the world. He went, gross, number one. And he said, they disappear. Okay. Snap. What is it?
Wait, pause, bro. Yo, that's how you know these people is old. We don't need her testimony, bro. We know how Snapchat works, homie. All right, when you post your Snapchat story, it saves locally, right? It saves in your archives, okay? But when you send a snap via, like, I don't know, bro, like to somebody, I guess it quote unquote disappears. But I think at times it's still, well, no, like via DMs it doesn't save. But looking back, yeah, we don't need somebody to give us an expert on like Snapchat, bro. We know what Snapchat is.
He wasn't taking pictures and on the boat, all the way out there. Where's all that? That's human behavior, which is not your forte. But Dr. Jones, explain to me what these subpoenas mean. Okay. Dr. Jones, from what we are learning in the last 24.
So Okay, now they're discussing Nolan parents and the subpoena. So they're subpoenaing like the Snapchat and the social media sites to hand over anything, right? And anything.
Welcome to the GED Academy. My name is Leonard, and I'm going to be your personal teacher. My job is to help.
I have a diploma, bitch. Fuck a GED.
I guess that like they're turning over anything that may have gotten deleted. So Snapchat, Facebook, whatever, which I'll be real, I don't know why they need a subpoena. Like, shouldn't the parents just say, hey, my kid died, can you turn over like whatever got deleted? But apparently you need to go through the legal system to get them to do this, which is weird.
Hours, Nolan's family demands all IP addresses associated with his accounts, all communications, chats, posts, stories. You can explain later to Tanya what is a story, and all other information. The phone is critical because there's nothing on it for the critical hours. Subpoenas issued in the last hours to Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, Meta, all Meta platforms, and all location tracking platforms, including Life 360. Okay, Doctor, what does it mean?
So what they're trying to do is find everything that was pushed up to the servers. And as Tatiana pointed out, some of this content is encrypted as it goes through the servers. So they won't be able to see the content on the server, but they'll have a record that an image or a video or a message came through. So what I would be looking at is I would compare what the providers, the servers show to what's on the phone. And if I find a discrepancy, that would suggest that something has been deleted from the phone.
In other words, right? So the snap via DMs like disappears. Bro, like, we're not boomers, but like we know how Snapchat works, okay? They're saying if by chance somebody like deleted like the chat logs, they'll be able to pull it up and shows, no, look, here's a chat log. They sent this, they sent this, they sent this, they sent this, but what's on Nolan's phone does not match up with what they sent. So to me, that's important.
So anybody that had access to the phone could easily delete something on the phone, much harder to delete what's being held on the servers from the phone.
I assume his phone had a password. There are certain things that you need the password to do, such as delete activity. But if you don't have a password and you pick up your phone, if you're touching the screen, that leaves a trace. If you're trying to power it off, that leaves a trace. So we should be able to see people without a password trying to actively interact with that phone as well as someone that has it. So we would do a forensic acquisition, and that's really important here. Someone just looking in the phone, you can get a glimpse, but you can't see what's deleted and hiding below the surface. We need a forensic acquisition to do that. We can tell if it was just soft deleted, so like sitting in a trash can, or a hard delete. So if you empty your trash on your phone and then you go and throw it into a dumpster and the trash is taken away, there's a log that tracks everything. Also with timestamps on when that activity occurred.
Digital expert Heather Barnhart. Okay, is a subpoena, Dr. Jim Jones, is a subpoena the equivalent of an acquisition, a forensics digital acquisition?
Yeah, good question. No, very different. So the subpoena is going to the providers, the companies that provide these services, and it says, hey, what is on your servers? The physical acquisition is going to get a copy of the raw data stored on the phone. And to Heather's point, what you see through the interface is only a small fraction of what's actually stored on the device. It's a very busy place and things are being replaced and removed all the time. The physical acquisition will take a snapshot in time of anything that's left, in particular, the fragments. She also made a very good point about the logs. Phones, modern smartphones, keep very detailed logs. It's not the picture, but it will tell you that someone deleted a picture, and you may even have a timestamp or other metadata.
Yeah, okay, but here's why I think that's like that's a good point. But here's why I think that's if these kids deleted something from the phone, these kids are not dumb. Like we all know how to use an iPhone, bro. Like they're not like deleting something and then leaving it in recently deleted for 30 days. They're not doing that. Like these kids are not dumb. Like they understand what recently deleted is. They like we all know how to work an iPhone. So if you delete something, you're gonna go to recently deleted and get rid of it. So I guess this subpoena is it's telling Apple, hey, do y'all have any record of anything being deleted? Is there record? Now, can a dead person phone open up an iPhone? I think so. I think so 1,000%. Wait, in fact, here, I'm gonna try it, okay? Okay? I'm about to close my eyes, okay? I'm about to close my eyes and see if my phone gets open. 1 second. Wait, one. It got open. Wait 1 second. It got open. So yeah. So you feel me? Apparently you can.
That would help you know something about that content, even if you can't see the content anymore.
So, Dr. Jim Jones, if I delete something, let's just pretend it's a text. We delete a text, then you go to the deleted file and delete it from the deleted file. We can't see it, but there is a record of that, and it is very likely revivable.
Yes, to the record, for sure. There's a record of that action happening. Revivability depends on how long it's been since it was deleted and what else the phone has been doing. So it's a very unpredictable process. Think of it as something that decays over time. Sometimes that decay is very rapid, sometimes it's slow.
And we know there's a difference in retrieval time.
Oh, hold on. Y'all think the phone unlocked once I open up my eyes, which probably makes it why I can't see it still being locked, right? Right? Because when I close my eyes and then I do this and then I open it and then it's open, y'all think it, gotcha. Y'all think it only opened right when I open up my eyes. Well, hey, man.
On an iPhone versus an Android, it's a very delicate process. John Mobley, veteran trial lawyer, South Carolina. What is it Nolan's mother wants from social media giants?
Everything. That's what they want. And I've been saying this from the beginning. These are the types of things they should have been doing from the beginning. Not press conferences, not grandstanding, not the all show no go, but getting the actual data from the phone so they can get real answers to put all the information regarding what happened in context. They will know if anything was posted, if anything was deleted, if it's communicating with someone. This is the real work that needs to be done. This is how we all get answers.
Hi, guys.
Now, okay, perfect. She gets back to Tatum right here. Right here. Okay, perfect.
It's just me and you, girl.
Old Spice turned our boys to men, although we've come to the end of the road, and still I can't let go. Give me that Old Spice. Look how tall you.
We're jamming for a minute.
One second, right here.
Records doesn't say that he didn't have service because every time.
Ping trail. Okay, back to Officer Tatum. Start off the Officer Tatum on YouTube. Did the young men you interviewed, I believe it was 4 of them, state that Nolan
Now, Tatum interviewed 4, but only showed 2. He claims the other 2 ain't want to be on camera, so it's not an interview. He just talked to him.
did not have reception, or did they explain why there are no pictures, texts, instance, nothing on his phone? Did they have an explanation for that?
Yes, ma'am. They didn't mention anything about whether Nolan has service or not, but they articulated the reason why Nolan may not have, certain pictures on his phone. And they had mentioned because Nolan spent the night at their house the night before, because it's traditional for the last few years that they actually went to Horn Island together. But they were saying that they had taken pictures at the house. Some of the pictures that you've seen floating around online.
Yo, be very careful when somebody starts to interject information that doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they took pictures the night before. It doesn't matter. They took pictures at the house. It matters what happened to the photos or the pictures or the messages that was sent from the island. Right? Because again, you could take pictures on Snap and then save it and post later. You could do that. Yo, you could take pictures on Snap, save it, and then post later. Even if the theory is, hey man, he ain't have no service. Okay, cool. So he could still take in pictures and save it to post later. So what about that? So why didn't he do that?
Because it's traditional for the last few years that they actually went to Horn Island together. But they were saying that they had taken pictures at the house. Some of the pictures that you've seen floating around online were pictures that they took on the boat. But they didn't take those pictures when they got out there to Horn Island because they were having fun. And I would argue that they were drinking, and I couldn't imagine.
But other people were taking pictures. Other people who was drinking. The friends, bro, we see pictures of Nolan with his friends. They were drinking, and apparently those friends showed you pictures of them on the island. So the friends came to the island, and they was doing normal teenager activities. But you want us to believe that Nolan came to the island to drink and do coke. Man, you done lost your mind, Tatum.
They want to get underage drinking on camera. So what they had articulated to me that it wasn't abnormal for people not to snap and not to do a lot of pictures and things.
What? They literally have multiple pictures of Nolan and his friends with drinks in their hands. What are you talking about? They literally have multiple pictures of Nolan and his friends with drinks in their hands.
That was the first one.
Oh, no, man, they ain't snap because they didn't want to be caught drinking. Okay, cool. Then don't catch the drinking on camera. Then catch the other stuff. Put the drink down when you get on camera and then pick. What are you talking about? This makes no sense to nobody, Tatum, but you.
Things like that because they were focused on.
You told me they showed you pictures and videos.
Yeah,
so
but
they
it's
did
not
take
uploaded.
pictures and videos.
No. It's not a lot of pictures and they weren't uploaded. So when you're talking about Snapchat, you're talking about a platform where people are uploading images and pictures to produce to the world. What they showed me were things that they had recorded on their phone, and it wasn't a lot of different things because most of what they did was drinking and having fun in the water. And so, what they had articulated to me as well is that it's not abnormal for people not to snap. It's not abnormal for you not to have your phone. And Nolan wasn't the only person that left his phone on the boat. They also mentioned to me, and you can see it in the interview that they did, was that they had no reason to touch Nolan's phone. They weren't thinking about Nolan's phone when they thought the boat was sinking. And when they got to the house, it was no incident.
Wait, pause. Hold on, bro. Wait. Hold on. I'm confused, okay? Here's another element that crept past us that we forgot. Here's another element that we ain't pay attention to, okay? If the boat is sinking and there are phones on the boat, what do you do with those phones? If the boats are sinking and there are phones on the boat, what in the first thing you be like, hey, yo, bro, let's get the phones. Hey, bro, your phone on the boat. Yo, bro, here's your phone. The boat is sinking. Yo, bro, here's your phone. If the boat is sinking and somebody's phone is on the boat, what do you say? Hey, bro, here's your phone. Here's your phone, bro. Here's your phone, bro. I don't want your phone to get damaged by water. What are you talking about? Why would Nolan keep his phone on a sinking boat? Why would Nolan right? And the rest keep their phone on a sinking boat. Why would they keep their phones on a sinking boat and not in their pockets or on their body? Man, come on, bro. Man, stop it, yo. This don't make no sense at all.
Getting the phone back to
Officer?
the friend and parent.
You're going far afield from my question. Let me redirect you back
Because that's what he
to
does. He
their
misdirects.
phones. Nolan has nothing on his phone.
At all.
They have pictures and videos on their phones. You told me that they exist, whether they posted them or not. So they were taking pictures and videos. Don't you see why the mom, Nolan's mom, is concerned there's nothing on her son's phone?
Well, Nancy, it's unclear exactly what the mother is articulating, because at one point she's concerned that there's not a lot of Snapchats or social media posting. She did not articulate, or the Benjamin Crump did not mention that there's nothing on his phone. So they're not saying.
Hold on, Tatum. Hold on, Tatum. Hold on, bro. Let's go back. Yo, Tatum is so deceptive. He's so deceptive. So when Tatum brought up, well, there's not a lot of things on their phones, he brought that up because he's about to say, well, there's not a lot of things on Nolan's phone too. There was there was something. No. The mom and the father says there was nothing on the phone. There was no pictures in Nolan's phone from him on that island at all. None. Zero. Zilch. Don't put words in their mouth, right? If there was very little, if there was something, you would hear them say there was some pictures of Nolan on the island. There was something. But there was zero, none at all whatsoever. So now you're trying to lie and misrepresent the facts, which you've been doing this entire interview. Bro, you've been getting cooked corner, lie, cook corner, lie, cook. Bro, at this point, if anybody takes Tatum seriously, bro, I'm questioning your intelligence.
Comes to Nolan getting the phone back to the friend and parent.
You're going far afield from my question. Let me redirect you back to their phones. Nolan has nothing on his phone. They have pictures and videos on their phones. You told me that they exist, whether they posted them or not. So they were taking pictures and videos. Don't you see why the mom, Nolan's mom, is concerned there's nothing on her son's phone?
Well, Nancy, it's unclear exactly what the mother is articulating, because at one point she's concerned that there's not a lot of Snapchats or social media posting. She did not articulate, or the Benjamin Crump did not mention that there's nothing on his phone. So they're not saying that the phone was wiped and there's no images or anything. She was concerned about his social media frequency, which I believe.
No. The mama said there was nothing. There was no pictures, no videos whatsoever from him on Horn Island. And the mama say that's unusual. I know, bro, she knows her son. The son is obsessed. Bro, we see Nolan do 1,000 different TikToks. Like, he is a TikToker. He's somebody who creates content. He loves content. So if Nolan is on an island with other people, and other people got Snapchats, got pictures, got videos, got everything, right? And the first excuse y'all came up with is, well, he didn't have anything on his Snap or his phone because he had no service. That was the first excuse. Well, he had no service. There was no service on the island. And then we seen Nancy Grace strategically and surgically deconstruct and break down that particular argument. Now there was service that you could use to upload stuff, but Nolan didn't do it because he was drinking. But everybody else was drinking, and they had pictures and they had videos, but Nolan had nothing. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. So come on, Tatum. No, bro, Tatum, you know you foul, bro. You know you a nasty man, Tatum. Like, this ain't cool, bro. This is not cool, bro.
No images or anything. She was concerned about his social media frequency, which I believe, after talking to the boys, it was consistent with what they said, and it was consistent with basic deductive reasoning that maybe he didn't post a lot on that day. So what remains a focus for me, and if I was investigating this
Not
case,
talking about
I
posting.
would want to know.
Not talking about whether he posted, officer.
No,
he didn't even take anything. There's no pictures, there's no anything.
That's what the mom is saying, but we haven't had an opportunity to either see or hear exactly what she's trying to articulate.
What? Yo, this man, Tatum is unbelievable, bro. So Tatum takes Warren's word for it. Tatum takes Tristan's word to be gospel. Tatum takes the word of all the quote unquote sources he has, right? So he takes their word for it. When they say, hey, this happened, he takes their word for it. When Nolan's own mama, who is in possession of the phone, who have seen the actual phone, Nolan mama have seen the actual phone. She has possession of the phone. And Nolan mama is saying, hey, bruh, there was no pictures in his phone, bruh. There was none. Sorry, there was none. There was no pictures in his phone, bruh. Tatum says, we can't take the mama word for it. Why would the mama need to lie? What incentive do the mama who's trying to solve her son's death, trying to find out what happened to her son, why would the mama lie about? So everybody else is telling the truth according to Tatum, but the mama is a liar. We need to, right? We now need an opportunity to see Nolan's phone. Now Tatum is saying the mama needs to give Nolan's phone to him. For him, you're a sad person, Tatum.
That's what the mom is saying, but we haven't had an opportunity to either see or hear exactly.
I wasn't able to verify that.
Unbelievable. Yo, Tatum is unbelievable. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Before Tatum had the interview with Warren, Tristan, and the rest of them, Officer Tatum was on this internet saying they're telling the truth. We need to believe them. We race hustlers. But now the mama who has possession of Nolan's phone, the mama who is looking at Nolan's phone, who has possession of Nolan's phone, that mama is apparently lying, and the mama needs a proof to Tatum, and the mama got to give Tatum the phone. Yo, Tatum, bro, hell ain't hot enough for you, bro. You're gonna get your karma one day, Tatum.
What she's articulating, I'll be able to have a better perspective in comparison to what Warren and the other boys were telling me. So at this point, I only have one side of it, and then I have a fractured perception from what the media or what the mother is saying in the media. So when the police officers look at his phone and they do a forensic extraction, if they're allowed to do that, they will see plainly if Nolan was on his phone, if he had taken pictures, and if they were deleted. Now, I'll implement this as we begin to try to guess and figure out what was happening on that day. It doesn't seem to be reasonable to suggest that the boys were in his phone deleting things. Now, after hanging out with...
Why wouldn't it be? All right, they had his phone. Say, listen, bro, the boat, quote unquote, started drowning at 3 p.m. or started sinking at 3 p.m. They had about an hour and 30 plus minutes, quote unquote, trying to fix the boat. You mean to tell me the boat is taking on water and phones are on the ground? And they didn't say, yo, Nolan, your phone, get your phone, bro. The water is going to damage it. Get your phone, bro. Nolan never said, hey, bro, pass me my phone before y'all leave. Right, then they take it home.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
With the boys and getting to know them well, they're very intelligent young men, very savvy, and they were raised well. I would project, if I were to make an assumption, that if they were trying to cover up something that happened to Nolan, I would perceive that they would throw the phone in the water or something where it never would be recovered. Or if they had access to get into the phone, they wouldn't just delete, they would just completely rewrite the phone or, do a hard reset. Or they wouldn't give the phone back to mama or the family anyway. So with those factors put in place and what I've talked to them about, it seems as if their story seems consistent to me, that they did not get in the phone. They did not know his password. They had no reason to believe that there was a necessity to get in the phone.
Officer,
and they gave it over to the
I'm not saying
family.
you're wrong. I'm saying I'm not taking anybody's word for anything until I investigate it and corroborate it.
But Tatum has taken a word of all the other people's, but has refused to take in a word of Nolan's own family. Like, ain't that crazy?
Again,
that's fair.
Maybe they're completely innocent. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Or maybe someone else had something to do with Nolan's death. I don't know, but I will find out. And you said, I don't know what she said exactly. Well, here is what Nolan's mother said.
When we opened it up, there was nothing. There were no saved pictures. There were no snaps from that day. And we did open it before the 24-hour expiration. So we found that very concerning.
Yo, and here's, come on, come on. No safe pictures, no snaps, no nothing before 24 hours is up. Now, Tatum just got caught saying she never said it was nothing. Come on, bro. This was not a good interview. Yo, listen, after this interview, I think Tatum will be more selective in the interviews he chose to do. See, when Tatum is doing interviews with people he believes he's smarter than, oh, he's running up amok. Oh, he's confident. Oh, he's brash. Yo, she exposed you she turned you every way but loose. She exposed you in every direction. Here's the mama saying there was nothing saved. Something that Tatum claims the mama never said.
Only because anyone who's ever been around Nolan will tell you at social gatherings, he's taking videos, he's taking pictures, he's even come up to me when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Hey, Ma, come on, take a picture of me. You know, like that was Nolan. So that's why we feel that things may have been deleted, was because of the fact that there was nothing in either one of his accounts.
Okay, to Tanya Jordan.
I bet. So that, yeah, listen, man, like they got Tatum out of there. Okay. So two things. So we get to
welcome.
Matter of fact, hey, listen, we'll get to that, okay? Here, we gotta do a hard stop right now because I gotta go. But tonight, people, which is tonight at, let me see. Tonight at 11 p.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, we're going live again. And we're going live to talk about Warren's father putting up $50,000 for the reward, Bart snitching on 20 people, Nolan's family responding back to Tatum's interview with Tristan, Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific, we're going live again. And we're going live to talk.
Who are we if it doesn't mean helping each other? Even a few.
It's been confirmed that the police have made contact with Krishan Rock to interrogate her about the death of her ex-boyfriend, Ronnie Doe. Now, if you guys is not tapped in, you haven't watched my previous videos where I discussed this, let me update. Krishan Rock had this ex-boyfriend named Ronnie. Ronnie believed he was the father of Krishan Rock's child, who she claims Blueface is the father of. Because of this, Ronnie was on the internet consistently asking Krishan Rock to give him a DNA test because that was his child. Krishan Rock admitted that her and Ronnie was intimate around the same time her and Blueface was intimate because she went back to Ronnie when Blueface and her had issues. Now, Krishan Rock apparently got fed up with Ronnie when Ronnie pulled up on her in the middle of the mall.
In the next 4 to 6 weeks, God willing, Krishan is going to be required to do a court-ordered paternity test. And once we get this paternity test, we shall have more. Right here. Junior right here. You weird as shit. You weird as shit. You weird as shit. Nobody stalking you. That's my son. That's my son. That's my son. What you want to do? What do you want to do? I'm calling the cops. I don't give a call him. Nobody touch you. Call him. Yeah. Police ass. You a police ass. You a police ass. You a police ass. Police ass. Excuse me. Excuse me.
I need you out the nigga. Okay, no, I need you out the mall, nigga. Okay, need you out the mall, okay? Need you out the mall, okay? Need you out the mall, okay? Let's go this one, okay? Let's go this one. Need you out the mall, let's go this one.
Shortly after this altercation and before the last court hearing to determine whether or not Christian Rock would have to give Ronnie a DNA test, Ronnie ended up dead. Now, Christian Rock have told numerous people behind the scenes that she was the one who did it, that Ronnie was playing with her too much. Now, this could very well be just the girl capping, lying.
No, she told niggas behind the scene that shit. You bullshit, Flacco. Come on, man. Who the fuck? No, man. I don't know, man. She been behind the scenes popping shit like she big OG. Shit, she might be
iron on her bodies, all right, trying to make it seem like she's tougher than she is. Or this could be a murderous sociopath admitting her wrongdoings. We would never know because we're not in Christian Rock's head, all right? But Christian Rock has told people behind the scenes that she did this, okay? Now, the fashion in which Ronnie died points a lot of people in the direction of Christian Rock.
So, with Ronnie, right? Let me give you the history. Right? Remember when Ronnie was with her in the mall and they called the police? Remember Ronnie went to jail? He was in the mall with her. Like, that's my baby, this, that, another, right? So look what Ronnie did. She pressed charges on Ronnie that day. So that week, Ronnie had a court date with Christian Rock on Friday for the charge she pressed on Ronnie. Ronnie tells them on Monday, yeah, I got you, you stupid. You ain't smarter than me. Now that we're going to be in court, I can serve you the DNA subpoena, right? He said, I don't give a fuck about the case you filed on me. I got you right there. I'm going to have him served in front of the judge. Lands Wednesday morning. This court date is supposed to be Friday, and she got on Ronnie. Wednesday night, Ronnie dead in his driveway.
So did Blueface get a test?
She won't give it to us.
That's wild. That is wild. And Blueface had the test done by his damn self, remember? He said he had it done already. Whoa. Yo. Whack always telling motherfuckers something. And that shit be coming into fruition, bro. That shit be coming to the light. And then you gotta remember, bro. He was right there. He was the insider in between that shit the whole time. He Blueface managed. He was the one that alerted. He was the first person, one of the first people alerted when Blueface's address got leaked.
We didn't try to listen. We didn't serve. She act like she ain't served.
Christian Rock's own sister came on Jason Lee, and she says, or she implied that Ronnie died because of this DNA test that was awaiting, that Christian Rock didn't want to go through it. Now, what I was told was Christian Rock felt like Ronnie was harassing her. She felt like Ronnie was playing with her. Her and Ronnie was going back and forth behind the scenes. Threats were made back and forth. And, you know, she did what she had to do, you know, according to what she told people behind the scenes. So today, the police contacted Christian Rock to inquire about Ronnie's murder. Now, here's the thing. Christian Rock is so dumb that she actually had this conversation without a lawyer. Like, she volunteered to have the conversation without a lawyer. Now, when she gives a brief description of the conversation she had, you can see her even identifying a motive as to why she would want to murder Ronnie. And I'm saying back, like, yo, if this is what you told the police, if this is what you told them, you're in a world of trouble.
The gifts. I got blocked the gifts. I don't want that gift. I don't want that gift. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting attacked 3 different ways. Like, first of all, these are signs that I know I'm getting closer to God and that I need to stay focused and I need to back up from things. First, my homegirl, I love her dear to my life. I love her. Okay.
Put your mouth around it.
I'm about to block the gifts. But anyway, these are 3 things. First, her name is Z. She's my best friend. She gave me these things called the evil eye. The evil eyes are supposed to protect you. And I just knew, like, no. What you got there, that's not even God. Throw that out the window. Throw it out the window. Boom. We continue with our day. My baby died. Not like that, but he's blowing up my phone. I'm trying to figure out, what do you want? What do you need? What do you want from me? What do you need from me? A headline, controversy. But it's deeper than that. You know why I say it's deeper than that? Because nobody risking their life and freedom for a headline or controversy. Ask his probation. Is he supposed to be anywhere without permission? They're going to say no. You think he got permission in 30 seconds to come to Miami? No, he didn't. So it's deeper than that. It's deeper than clicks. It's deeper than views. I'm just trying to get down to the nitty gritty, but this is what I need to do. I need to run. It's a lot of evil after me, bro. Just like those little evil eyes that she gave me and I threw them out the window. I was supposed to throw my phone out the
She said she need to run. If they lock her up, she ain't getting no bond. Just based off that statement right there, they gonna pull that shit up in court. Oh, she's a flight risk. She already said she need to run. She already been on stream talking about moving out the country and shit before she even spoke to the police. That bitch ain't getting no bond. If she get locked up, she gonna sit like YNW Melly. I hate to say it. She gonna sit like Melly, bitch. I promise you. The fact she just said that, if they really on the verge of locking her ass up, if they plan on locking her ass up for this shit, she's not getting no bond at all. It's over with.
The window when Blueface started blowing up my phone saying I'm finna be in town, I'm risking my life and my freedom to come see you, I just need to talk to you, I should have just threw it out the window, chat. I'm telling you. Then on top of that, boom, they talking about Quran, yada yada yada, open investigation, bro.
So tasty, it could give Medusa a good hair day. Holy divine taste from the Greek gods.
Tesla owners, you ever been driving around town and feel like you've got the exact same car as half the other Teslas on the road?
Breaking down how Blueface snuck out the state and traveled to see you without permission from his probation officer on live is nasty work. You're trying to get that.
That's wild. Like, you wild for that. Like, why would you tell? You blatantly snitching. Like, oh my, like, what the fuck? You talking, oh my God. So not only is you finna get booked for this, they finna give you no bond because you're a flight risk because you just said it on camera multiple times. And then you blatantly trying to get Blueface violated with his probation officer. That's nasty. That is dirty work. But I hope he got I don't know. She said he ain't. She the one said he said that. Oh, you dirty motherfucker. You talking too much. Why you bitches get on this phone and talk so damn much? Oh my God. It's not looking good, yo. It's not looking good. She definitely gonna sit like YNW. They're not giving her a bond. Look, listen to me. If they give her a bond after all of this shit she just said, and then she implicated for real, that shit that Buddy said before he died on that one conversation, one of his last conversations he had with one of them people, he said, oh yeah, her pops is like a big time lawyer, like a big time a politician, some shit. Lawyer, and he and all like, anyways, if she get a bond on that and she can get out, that shit true. I guarantee it. That's the only way she get a bond. That's the only way she get a bond. That's the only way. A judge that how people connected like that, like a big time lawyer, a judge or some shit. I'm telling you. Congressman, whatever the fuck Buddy said, I forgot. But it's something that always get her shit thrown out when she get a charge. She don't never do no time. She don't never be on probation, none of that shit.
That man put back in jail, bro. It's nasty work. Now, you could be doing this.
That's what he said.
Now, some might assume you're doing this because you're headed to jail and you want him to suffer with you, right? I can't blame you. If you guys are twin flames and you want him back in jail with you too, understood, right? But let's get to this Quran stuff. Let's get to why we are here, why we clicked on this. We want to hear about Quran. Now, she starts off by saying this Quran stuff is apparently people who are working for the devil and for Satan who are, who just don't like her. I'll be real. A lot of people who have picked up this story is not a part of like the Christian hate bandwagon, right? Like, this is not Baddies universe who's now aware of the situation. I've never watched a full episode of Baddies in my life. I just never, like, I've seen clips. I just never, I'm not a part of that circle, right? This is not like the Baddies Reddit no, this is a group of people who saw a story, who got some background information on this story, and we're looking at this and we're saying it's very bad, it doesn't make sense, and it looks like you're involved.
That got nothing to do with me. His death has nothing to do with me. Yes, he made my life about him. Why? Because he needed money. He was desperate. He was desperate. But guess what? He was high. He was on perks. He was on Molly. He was on lean. He was drinking. Where was his parents then? Where was his family then? Nobody was holding Quran accountable. Falsely claiming my son. Well, nobody held him accountable. Nobody was trying to save him before he died. Nobody was trying to save Quran before he died, bro. Because you sit over there, you act like y'all wasn't trafficking the drugs through his basement, which was his grandma, his mom's basement. Like, y'all keep trying to put this narrative out, and then I keep being quiet because I low-key love Quran and I got respect for his family. But when y'all not trying to really say what really happened, say what's really going on, that's what's making me mad for real. Because I'm sitting at the gym. I lie to you not. I'm sitting at the gym. I answer my phone. I tell them come in. There's investigators. They're like, hey, we know you didn't do it. We got his phone. Yada yada yada. We're recording this. Yeah, record it all.
And you believe them? And you went for it? Poor girl, bro. Poor girl, bro. Yo, listen, man. Now, if these folks, if we are to believe that Christian Rock is telling the truth, Christian, do you understand that that's a strategy? Them saying, hey, we know you're not involved. Just tell us what you know. Tell us anything. They want you to talk until you talk yourself into a jail cell. You think they will be like talking to you? You think they will be like trying to pull up on you, trying to have a conversation with you if they didn't think you were involved?
They wouldn't be.
Do you think these folks will be contacting you? Will be asking other people about you because they asked to do Quell about Christian Rock? Do you think they'll be asking other people like about you if they felt like you was not involved? Absolutely not. That's not how this works. If they thought you had nothing to do with it, you were not involved whatsoever, and you knew nothing, they wouldn't be having a conversation with you.
Record it all because y'all need to put the into it. Y'all need to find out who really killed that man. I'm tired of that. Keep trying to everybody riding on my coattail for controversy. Yes, it's getting on my nerves. My child father, he's heard about something, bro. He's heard that I left him when he was in jail. He wanted me to stay in the house. He wanted me to stay in the house when I was pregnant. He wanted me to be there for him when I couldn't be there for myself. He wanted too much for me when I was pregnant. He wanted too much, bro. My baby dad, Blue, he wanted too much, bro. I had enough. I couldn't do what he wanted me to do, bro. Okay, I chose myself. I got in the gym. I got my life right. My son, he's going to be walking. He's going to be talking at his own pace. Then all these trolls keep talking about Quran. He's dead. He is dead, bro. Y'all never asked me that one time how did I feel about it? Did it hurt me? Did it move me? At that point, I already stopped loving him. Not like that. When he died, I had no feelings in my body because it was like that person was trying to kill me before he left. He really was. He was trying to diminish my character, my image. He was trying to clout chase off my son that I love the most. Like, people be doing stuff and don't know what be actually the after effect. What?
She got to stop talking. Like, she has to stop talking. I don't even think that she understands what she just said. She says, hey, he was trying to kill me before he died. You just gave him a motive, Christian. You just told them exactly why you would have a motive to want him gone. Then you say, well, he was clout chasing on my name. He went after my son, who I love so much. And then the following sentence you said after you said he was clout chasing on my son, who I love so much. People be doing these things not knowing the after effect. Now, if you are, I don't know, proficient, right? If you're somebody who is, let's say you have a basic understanding of the human or the English language, right? When somebody says the after effect, what that means, the consequence of the previous action. So she says the after effect of Ronnie clout chasing on her son was the death. You just confessed, Christian. Like, do you understand? Like, you just accidentally confessed to murder this man. Now, I hope you just misspoke, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Okay? Do y'all believe, okay, that Christian Rock has something to do with Ronnie's death? I'm gonna see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, somewhere on my screen. If you guys want to watch another dope video where I break
that wouldn't hold up as a confession. That's one thing that would not hold up as a confession. But does put a microscope on your ass. I ain't gonna lie. When you go to talking that much, it puts a microscope on you. And that's one thing it definitely do. I got one more in it, man. And then I would
Blue for Monday and for Tuesday, gray for Wednesday. Please stop wearing jeans to work. It's about to be 100+ degrees on that job site, and you're gonna sweat your ass off and overheat. These things are.
I gotta channel my inner Wolverine.
This racist comedian just threatened to shoot Godfrey on his podcast. This is probably the most cowardly thing I've ever heard in my life. So here's what's going on, right? So this racist dude, he's known to say the N-word. He's known to say a lot of terrible things about black people as a whole. Well, Godfrey called him out on it.
What I want to bring up, though, oh my God, are we at war? Are we at war with the likes of Godfrey? I haven't said a word about this guy. I've heard of him from other people. Anytime his name comes up, I thought Gilbert Godfrey, Gottfried. And then it's like, oh no, Godfrey, the comic Godfrey.
Man, he ain't finna get no shine on here. I thought I had one in me, which I do. But I don't. I really don't. So fuck this shit. I'll let y'all later, man. This is the Lit House, Home Meat TV, hustles on a mission every day. And it has been a real nigga reaction. And remember, real niggas do what they want to do. Bitch niggas do what they can. Hoe ass niggas gonna talk about it. And fuck niggas gonna hate regardless. I promise you that. So do your shit to the motherfucking fullest.
I'm a hustler on a mission. Grinding for that spot, a brand new pot to piss in. Trying to school my partners home, they pay attention. Sticking to my vision, on the road to the rich. Every single day, I'm a hustler on a mission. Trying to get 100 M's, nigga, I ain't kidding. I'm on a mission, 24/7.